talks, nobody talks, nobody talks Shidduchim.
This is the Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast.
Show.
Nobody Talks Shidduchim podcast. This is episode 67. IJ and Avery discuss things open mic. We have no topic today. We've been so busy. And we are happy to be back. Avery, welcome. Graceth your presence.
I really haven't been that busy. I just didn't want to come on. And now that you gave me my ransom money, Mr. Swindler, I am back on the show.
Yes, that's exactly what it was for.
That was it.
So how's your shidduch life been recently?
Shidduchim is interesting. It is interesting.
Should we change the vibe in the room? Like we get the lights.
We could use that lamp.
Yeah. Okay,
Hold on one second.
No, you tell me how your shidduch.
Yeah.
Tell me how it's been going.
Shidduch dating has come for full circle in many, many ways. Now, I have not dated circles, thankfully. That's not what I meant. But I've dated many girls at this point since I was last in like a real relationship. And I've had things that I would consider to be semi or quasi relationships. And they have been very healthy and therapeutic and have gone in a way that maybe I didn't expect or didn't have any expectations for, but have been positive experiences. So, for example, it's been dating girls without a shadchan. I have been dating girls without a shadchan. And what I have found is that these relationships are just sometimes much more mature. Shadchan, I'm listening. Don't bar us from your parties and events.
Look at you growing up here.
Growing up, yeah, in a way. I still realize like I have a childhood mentality upstairs, and that is fine. It's like it's not natural for either of us to be in healthier or like more mature relationships. It just takes time. It takes getting used to. And
we want it now. We want it now. People want to see Avery on ABC, Bachelor, Married, making it happen. They want to see that.
Yeah, no, they do.
From what I'm told.
Yeah, no, a bachelor, there's no such thing as a Jewish bachelor. Jewish bachelor doesn't exist because bachelors, by definition, enjoy their lives. Jewish people, when they're bachelors, are worse than slaves in Mitzrayim. They're just there. They're just plugging away day by day, brick by brick.
So, we have to mention the
Pesach
holiday.
is coming up. It is brick by brick, though. But what I have realized, though, and the big difference between the girls that I've gone out with in the past, when I was much more immature and when they were much more immature, especially the ones that were fresh out of seminary, and it's not a general stereotype on them, it's just a generality based off of who I am now going out with and who I'm now speaking to, I was in real shidduch purgatory. Like I was really dating people who couldn't communicate effectively, didn't have a plan, or if they did have a plan, it was just, the plan was just built out of fear of needing to have something to do every day. For example, like the girls who are, accountants and, just doing it because they're filling out.
Pointing out accountants.
They were filling out their mother's prophecy.
Oh yeah,
of in the accounting field, and that wasn't something that I could have related to. So now that I have been a bit more
liberated,
educated,
pontificated, extravated,
microtated.
These words, some of those words are made
circulated.
up. Everything you can. Ventilated.
Definitely ventilated. My cooling system is much better nowadays when it comes to shadchanim, especially because you know why? Yeah. Shadchanim, I don't get upset at them anymore. There's no reason to. They don't.
I don't either. I've stopped. I do not get upset at shadchanim at all. Mm-hmm. They're very incapable people, and I say that with I've dealt with shadchanim for 11 years now. Mm-hmm. And there's there's a reason why you have your department manager, right? You're at the office, You're a nurse out there. You're accounting. You're working for a nursing home, right? Or like a lawyer over here. And there's like that one manager that just people are like, why can't, this person's never going to leave. They're so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, that's how Shadchanits are. They're just, the ones who are really, like the ones who are able to communicate and able to talk and able to dazzle a crowd and able to, they have a real job. Like, I'm sorry to say it. It sounds so brash, but guys, it's really the truth. When I started my job I'm currently in, I got called in like a few days to the office while being there, and the boss said, "Come here, that call you had the other day with Mrs. Jackson, I want you to call her up and apologize." And I said, "What? What are you talking? She was crazy, blah, blah." That's right, but we're not in the business of selling what we're selling. We're in the business of holding their hand and telling them everything's going to be okay. I said, "Whoa." That's what we need shadchans to do. That's what we need shadchanim to do. Hold your hand and just say, "Hey, you're a great guy. You're a great girl. Everything's going to be okay."
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned something before. These girls just can't communicate. What do you mean by that?
No. That's not what I meant.
They're bad communicators.
I'm a bad communicator. I'm
so
still
you're a
terrible.
bad
I was and I am. Like, human beings are bad communicators. We're all not.
Especially
Bill,
Jews.
Particularly Ashkenazi Jews from Long Island.
Oh,
have
about
not
the
been
Svardim?
blessed
Svardim
with
are
the-
also terrible.
I mean, well, hold on. I'm talking about people who are not like second generation. Sephardim, I give them the benefit of the doubt because many people in the Sephardic community have parents who literally just came over. It's more likely to have a Sephardic parent who is from Asia.
Well, they immigrated
wherever.
to the United
Yeah.
States. Most of these guys in like the 80s, and 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah. So they're developing.
Our ancestors immigrated 30s, 40s, 50s. So, you got 20, 30 years. You have we're a generation ahead in that sense, or we're they're getting there.
Yeah,
They're getting there,
yeah. My grandparents, they just realized that slavery is bad. So, like, I can imagine what it's like for Sephardim. My grandmother's like, "What? We don't have slaves anymore?" Lincoln, who's this Lincoln guy? So it's not. It can't be that. It can't be that big of a difference. But there is there is a very wide difference. Look at the Great Neck community, Persian community. A lot of these girls are still, stuck and figuring out life without a proper, healthy guidance, without proper and healthy guidance from a parent.
From what I've been able to ascertain off stalking that community, and there are not too many like from Svardim. They don't have that from problems. The hashkafic. The hashkafic differences, contention that Ashkenazim do. Svardim is very simple. You're either very from or you're Svardic. That's it. Maybe like there's a third, like you're an academic, but I don't think I think it's pretty much like one of two ways.
Mm-hmm.
But good for them. I don't know. I don't know much too much on the topic. So I don't know. What are we?
Has that drawn you away from them?
Well, I'll tell you. I used to, when I first started my Shidduch journey, I was very set and focused on being the hero, being better. So I never minded, dating an older girl, dating an old girl, dating someone from a different race, someone from a different
Martians,
hashkafa, Martians. I felt like I felt like I'd be a martyr in a way, and because I just wanted to give people a chance, I felt like I never had a chance, and I did that. I did that. I went out with. I gave almost anyone a chance back in the day. When I first started my journey, let's say. And I continued that for many years. I have been out with very let's just
Don't say the number. You're gonna
I'm not
scare
going to say
people.
the number, but let's just say like it's 600-700 resumes have gone through my hands, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my god. And I'm like people like, if I'm dating 10 years, I'm 30 now, so like I'm dating 10 years. That's not that much. What is that, like 6 resumes a year? No, okay, that's 60 resumes a year. That's literally that's like 8 resumes a month. I mean, come on, that's nothing.
I wonder what the percentages of people
that's
that
5 resumes a month.
are now married that that have gone, that the resumes have been passed through our hands.
A lot. If a lot. I think if you and I went back into like deep Shidduch land and like contacted those Shadchan from years ago, we'd literally see the same resumes. Like I look into my email and I'll see like, oh, June 12th, 2017. Okay, great. And then like the next email from this Shadchan was just yesterday, today, because we're going to reach out. And literally it's going to be like the same email from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Literally. Well, I'll tell you, I mean, I haven't been Shidduch dating too often too recently because, I was in a serious relationship last year. No, already basically just got over it really like
this morning.
Last summer. This morning, yeah. Last summer. And I have been pursuing someone else, like we were friends and now we're trying it. And I don't know where that's going right now. I really like her. I hope she knows that. But like, it's a messy business, it is really tough. I wish I can just meet that, I feel like right now I have, like met someone who I just want to stop playing the Shidduch game, but it's there. It just doesn't go away. Something always pops up, and
Do you see yourself going back into the standard Shidduch system?
Probably not. And I don't discourage Shidduch dating. I just for a 30-year-old male, I don't think there's a place in it. I've mentioned many times before that there is a real game changer here. WhatsApp, literally WhatsApp, and we can figure out like other terms for it. But you have WhatsApp, social media, whatever. But WhatsApp has like changed the Shidduch game. It used to be, even like, forget my parents' generation or the older cousins' generation, like, just when I started out, it was, you had to call the Shadchan, you exchanged emails. She'd be like, let me get you my email, I'm all techie. And then, you email your resume over, and then you'd set up a time to meet, and it was a nice long process. But it's changed now. It's very, everything's so quick with the WhatsApp, and it's like, no, very quick.
Tell me what you think about this, Isaac. I think one thing that may help Shadchanim in the Shidduch system is Shadchanim, for whatever reason, right, they keep the girls and the resumes they have close to their vest. They only send you one idea or 2 ideas at a time because they want you to think it's settled. And I understand. I know where that's coming from, right? Because they think it's a valid idea. You would need to put in time and research into it, right? But let's put the context into it, right? You have one idea. You go out with one person. You have a date, right? It's 2 hours. Doesn't go anywhere. Why not send as many ideas as you can? Send everything you have, right? So that you give the person, obviously you can't go out with everybody at once, but, give them like phone calls and texting and do less, just spend less time on research, just insist that people spend less time on research, insist that the parents, are a little bit less involved in the system, a little bit less involved as references, a little bit less involved as, general guidance and advice, and then allow each person to make their choices. I think that would really assist.
Well, you just
daters.
Mentioned 4 things over there.
I did. I mentioned a lot.
That I just can pull out and tell you, what the problems are with what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like they're great points. They're great points, and that makes a lot of sense, and that works. But here's the problem. Here's the catch 20, right? Like at the end,
22.
you just catch 22. What does a young person really know? What does a young person really know? What does an older person know?
Mm-hmm.
That's big. You can't change that, really. Someone has in mind what they want to go for, and we're living in in an age where, like, you get one chance. You can really screw it up quickly. And before I get into that, I'm gonna pull up Joe Biden. Now they don't want me to say that. Now let me back up here. I think then the second thing you mentioned was like, less research. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Great advice. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You have very competent mothers out there who are crazy, but they're very competent and they'll take on. And we're still, it's antiquated. There's an antiquated system. They're focused on this. They're focused on that. There was like a big break in the system, and we saw it. We saw it when we brought Michal from Lakewood on. We saw it when we threw a few single parties with your organization, Build a Bias. Like the younger girls are like really willing to give chances. Well, not give chances, but they're really willing to like try dating outside Shidduchim.
Put themselves out there.
Date. Well, I call it all Shidduchim, but basically go around the matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The game's changed. The game's changed in this. 30 years old now. I've been in it since I was 20. I have a few sisters. They've been in it longer. So dude, I've seen this game for 15 years already.
Maybe it's changed for you and I, but do you think it changed for the general society out there? I don't know.
Well, it's changed for everyone from what it used to be and what it was to now, where you're just getting a plethora of resumes, of resumes, people, backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
I think some things that haven't changed has been like demographic. You were mentioning before integration, immigration issues.
Mm-hmm.
That are good or bad, but putting the good or bad aside, like, one of the Shabbatones we went on, I remember there was like this pack of girls that were from Queens, right? Like Kew Garden Hills, that crew.
Yeah, let's call
right?
it. Yeah.
And like they still follow it. They still give themselves to the cause, and good for them.
Mm-hmm.
They actually, I think they did they go home early? Because no, meaning like they, it wasn't they did not. I didn't feel like they fit into this to this setting that they were in. So demographic speaking, like there's still a big chunk of people out there who are still in the antiquated ways, in the old ways. But aside from them, we're looking at, everyone is right now like in it, and it's just shidduch dating, and they go through the Shadchanim, blah blah blah, and then the alternatives over here,
right,
are trying to handle it on your own.
Yes,
and it is the scariest thing to try to handle this thing on your own, because there aren't too many options. You have J-Swipe, and you can go to single events, but that's pretty much it. I'd say maybe a third one is where you live, but that kind of gets up. That gets dried up quickly. You pack up and move to the Upper West Side.
Yep.
Very quickly. Like, I've lived there. I've done that life. I've lived in Brooklyn. I lived in Upper West Side. I lived in Queens. It's the same stuff.
Or you
meet the same people.
Or you have your midlife, quarter life panic attack and go abroad to Italy for
Yes.
6 months and
Yes.
find someone there. date out there, but
You could. Yes. Are you looking to do that?
it's an option.
I'll keep it open.
It's an option. It's an option. Everyone needs a good quarter life crisis.
Yep. So really, there is no, like I said before, I reference Shidduchim as the stage in life after you get back from Israel. After you go on your gap year, after high school, until you get married. That's your Shidduch years.
Yeah.
I don't, and in this situation, we're both in Shidduchim. We're both in the Shidduch years.
Mm-hmm.
But, we maybe don't use a matchmaker as much as we used to. And I wanted to say, I have found that the younger girls don't want to use a shadchan. They don't want to use a shadchan because they've been raised in a society they do a lot. They do just as much as the men and maybe even more.
Maybe one could argue too much.
I argue that with everybody. If everyone said, Mr. Held, you said, women do too much, right? And I'd say, yeah, men, everyone does too much right now. They got to take it down. You got to bring it down.
Yep.
I notice with these girls who are, younger and they want to give an older guy a chance, or they don't mind not going through a shadchan. I've noticed that they have a lot going on. So that's a little bit, I don't know, I'm a bit precocious about it. I don't know, how that plays out. But for me, the girls in my life, they made sure they took that job that they'll have time to date.
Style and Trend, please shop it.
Yes. This, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode has been sponsored by Style and Trend out in Lakewood, New Jersey.
Right.
They have some of the most top women's fashion trends, styles. Get your tops, get your bottoms, get your
IJ gets his
hats.
tops there.
What else? Shoes.
No,
They
No,
sell shoes
accessories,
too.
beanies. We got jewelry.
Okay, they sell
All the
they sell-
fashionable Instagram
all the
brands
fashionable.
that you see on
Mention
the
nobody
gram.
talks to Shidduchim and get a discount.
Yes,
Exactly, 10% off.
mention, okay,
We should
10.
do that
We're
for
giving
real.
10.
Yeah.
NTS 10 for 10% off. That's NTS 10.
Hashtag.
Tell Michal, Avery, IJ, and Tommy sent you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll add some nuance to that. I think that in the former world, the 19 and 20-year-old, 21-year-old girls have a, one would call potentially, in the secular world, they would call it a limited viewed mindset, meaning parenthood, raising a family, being frum, going to shul. My husband has time to learn. He has some time to work. He has all those things are set up in the way that it was done, but with our parents' generation, with the generation before that, and that is their worldview. That's where things end in the firmer world, right? Now we get to girls who are a bit more secularized, I guess, in a way, right? They have this ambition about them that they want to be the top model, top makeup artist, top accountant, top lawyer, top doctor, because they can do it. And I firmly believe women can do it, top of their field. Yet they have this contrasting responsibility to have a strong relationship and a strong dynamic with their partner and have a good, healthy, established relationship. So those things at times coincide, which is why you see those girls sometimes ending up single much longer than the girls who are, firmer. There isn't one right way. I can't, it's a person specific dependent thing. I don't think that there is a right way. I think each person goes along a journey to sort of figure out, what their life means to them. I'm going through it myself now. I've taken on new things, new challenges, new ambitions, and I'm in a constant state of evaluation and reevaluation of what's important to me, what's not, how do I get a better roommate? I'm obviously trying to market. It hasn't worked out so far, but
I hope it works out for you.
I hope so too.
I like that.
No, but there are these are the things and the challenges that some people want to have solved before they enter into the relationship. With a married and with all those relationship anxieties and not anxieties, but responsibilities that come up. Anxieties is a negative term.
Amen.
Responsibilities. But it has to be something out of your comfort zone, meaning you can't do something that like one shouldn't. I wouldn't do something that. I have
you
done many things, but it has to be
you
something
have
that
to
challenges
have
yourself.
this bulging fire inside to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You must have that, and then yes, it should be out of your comfort zone. Yes,
Yeah.
And then guess what? One day you'll like to do it.
Yeah.
And that's simply how it is. And look, I just bought my first car. I've been leasing. I went I had not experienced actually going to the dealer by myself. I left my parents at home and I bought the car. I financed it, put money, like everything was me. I've been in like I've had a lease for a long time, but I bought that sucker, maybe like a breakup gift to myself.
Yeah, that's
all the advertising, money for the podcast is gone, blown, Avery, just so you know. But that was done for my mental health. That was done because I said, I'm going to love myself. I'm going to put myself first. I posted on the Instagram earlier. I said, if no one's going to do anything for you, you need to love yourself. You need to put yourself first. Take care of yourself. If you need to learn how to take care of yourself, because that's what's going to attract the other person. You're not going to be able to be loved if you're 30 years old and living in your parents' basement, or living in a Bucher's dorm with 6 guys driving a Fakakta, 1984 beat up Oldsmobile.
Yep.
Get your gosh darn life together.
unfortunately.
And you know what?
People don't.
Ladies, if you're 26 and you're living in your daddy's basement and get out. Make your own life. Enough of this nonsense. Like, it's killing everybody. There is comfort. I get it. Get out. You know how many friends I've driven to rehab, men and women, because they got stuck in it. Now, I know that was a little harsh, by the way. I'm a very nice guy in real life, so what I'm told by all my prison pen pals. Look, just know that that's the right way to get out of it. And then at some point, you'll just be at a level where we can say, all right, you're cursed. You're just cursed. You did it. You're spending money on yourself. You moved out of your house. Your working job. You're not working a job. You're seeing some, you're doing the therapeutical things, or you're not doing whatever it is. You're at a certain, whatever steps you take. And then then at that point, I could literally say, wow, you're amazing. I feel you. But the rest of the world is still, the rest of the Jewish community, the from Jewish community, or the Orthodox, or whatever you want to say,
Yep.
as wide as the spectrum is in my perception. There's just not that many people to choose from, because like I said, too many people are stuck in it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do us a favor. Send our podcast. Find, like, everyone listening, find the craziest girl you ever dated. Find the weirdest guy you ever dated.
Yeah.
Send them this podcast, okay? You can text us. We'll get you a link, 609-222-4000. WhatsApp us, people. 609-222-4000. Very easy number. And take it from there.
Yeah, you just got to Will Smith smack the
we have the video.
relationship.
We have the video, ladies and gentlemen. And now at the Oscars, Avery and IJ. You mentioned my mother again. I'm gonna kill
It was
you.
my wife.
I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, but I'm not married.
I mean, that's some toxic relationship right there. But obviously, if you have to go that far to defend somebody, I think sometimes
celebrities and dating. We'd like to do a celebrities and dating episode. So, like, anyone out there, I know we were like looking into makeup Goldie, but she got married. So
of course,
so we need and what other celebrities? We had me, but like that's it.
but obviously you're an F-lister, so we're not gonna put you on
D-lister.
a D-lister. Yeah.
D-lister. I don't know.
There's cousin Harvey. Cousin Harvey.
Yeah, that works.
But what I was gonna say, well, clearly, just quick aside on the Will Smith thing, because I think it can relate to people in Shidduchim in the system. Obviously, people, as they get older, they become more bitter about dating, about the Shidduch system. who they're dating.
Yes.
And I think it comes from a place of, if you see Will Smith, right, if you saw the way he acted, he took such offense and anger to a very light, bad, not even a good joke. Chris Rock has had many better jokes than that. But he took such offense to
very
it
light joke.
that clearly, when you're in a place of negativity, everything around you becomes something that can anger you and actually trigger you to have that action and reaction. So I know for myself, like having been in negative places in my life and very, depressed stages or unhappy moods over periods of time, the worst thing at that point in time was somebody saying some sort of joke or any line, even at that point, that, would just set me off and like, wow, like that could just ruin your day. So, people in the shidduch world.
Hey, how many times is that situation, literally, garnered up where, granulated up and like to a shadchan. Like you wanted to do that. How many shadchan did you want?
Girls you've dated, shadchan. Like there's so many people that can that may have, triggered something, or family members or whoever. Like it doesn't matter. But when you're in a state of mind where, a joke isn't going to bother you, it's words. Who cares? Like that's sort of like why I appreciate humor and people who can sort of take a joke, because words are words. It's not. Humor is the fun in life. It's pointing out the little silly things that we can bond over and relate, even if, we don't like each other, but we can all look at that silly, stupid way, that, I don't know, the shotgun speaks to everybody and just laugh at it, because that's something that we can get together over. And if you can't do that, I think that's where we sort of lose touch with reality, in my opinion.
And reality being the shidduch realm.
Yeah, and that's where the bitterness sets in, and that's where the discord comes in, and that's where it sets in within our community, within ourselves.
That was the word, discord.
Discord. It sets in within myself as well. Like when I'm not able to, or when I feel offended or slighted, it comes from that place.
You should feel offended and slighted.
I do not anymore, because I feel very appreciative. I feel appreciative. I feel...
Really? That's really
enlightened.
nice.
I feel happy. I feel
do
beneficial.
Also. I'm getting there. I don't know. I'm at a milestone in let's say a relationship, right now, and it's either gonna continue and soar, or it's just gonna be done.
Yeah.
So, but I am. So I'm right now thinking both ways, both courses. I can continue now being in a relationship, or I can continue being single, whatever that means. But like I'm looking forward to both. I don't mind. I'm not as afraid as I used to be with being single, because I kind of got the rest down to a science. Like, you have to avoid certain people at shul. You have to avoid certain shuls. For a guy, for a girl, you got to avoid, certain places to go and be. But then the rest is like, just live your life. Aside from that, like I could live a normal life, be happy, have fun, drive this new car. Mm-hmm. Ladies, if you wanna be driven in the new car, Avery's available.
Yep, I have my chauffeur hat.
Just text us.
I'll pick you up.
All right, he'll pick you up in the new car.
I have an Uber for...
I'll lend it to him.
4.8 rating. 4.8. 4.8.
He does have a hat.
Yeah. I don't give out sanitizer and masks, so that's why people didn't like me. I was the anti-vax car. People like that. But I think when you accept yourself, when you accept who you are, accept who you're developing, you no longer fear the changes that sort of occur around you, and you sort of start to like understand that it's okay to dive into those fears. And you were saying before, right? You have those choices. You can be single. The answer usually lies. I think Nietzsche says this, right? The answer lies within the fear. What you're most afraid of is the place where you need to go. The belly of the beast.
How the shidduch system, was and is. And I hate to be that kind of person to just be like, this is how it was, and this is how it is, but we have been living through something. We have, this has been quite like a revolution in a way. Everything has, we're building back America. We're building back jewelry in America. It's continuing. I don't know. I go after the girls a lot. I do. I just wish they can. Like I mentioned on the show before, I asked girls who got married. Not the old ones, my friends. I asked the ones who got married, within a reasonable age and were very insightful, good people. And I was enamored of what they said, They never said no. They never said no. And I mean never is never. And I've said it many times on the show. Don't say no.
Even though they were at gunpoint.
Yes. Give every guy a chance. Show God that you're serious.
Or we'll shoot you.
And you have no idea how many guys I talk to who are just crying. I've been there. I have been there. I've been there recently. I've been there many times. And these girls who said no affected this show, for because I brought it into the show. I was able to use it. But literally, hey, what happened to that girl? She didn't even say yes. What, like, come on. And these aren't like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter what your age is. It doesn't matter anything. The only cute thing I would throw in is like Malchus is a big thing, so like, okay, if your uncle's, Chuck Schumer, all right, I hear. I get that, If your father's the president of the OU, okay, I get it. Our daughters have the same problem. We're both presidents of this podcast. It's just
they will have a problem. You're right. Yeah, there will be many problems that arise to my future.
But I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing. And just gonna do it. I feel like I'm on like Fox 5, after like one of those attacks or whatever, something, just on the news. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing, live in the moment, really plan day by day. I don't know where the next potential match can come from. I don't. It's very tricky. You don't know. Where can you find them? Where will they be? Like I said, we're very limited. Like, what else is there beyond J-Swipe? Like, if you're not using a shotgun, you're not using J-Swipe. It's very limited. Summer's coming back, though. There's a lot to look forward to in terms of that. There's going to be a lot of events, I'm sure. We'll pass it around. We should post a podcast, we should start posting these events. Like, when they're not your events or...
Yeah, we will.
My events, whatever's popping up.
I know I spoke to somebody today, said that the backyard events in Inwood are going to be returning once the summer pops up.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody wants to get shot and risk themselves getting murdered in Inwood, take a chance.
Oh, I went to that one. It wasn't bad.
Not terrible. It
wasn't bad. It was like it was a mixed crowd. Your event was awesome last year. There was
thank you.
I think it helped with like, I don't know where this crowd came from, like just a very fresh crowd. Like it was, half the usuals and then half of this, like these people like just showed up like on the land before time when they just found the island with the dinosaurs.
We got them actually straight out of the set of Lost. So they came, they were beautiful. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
We had the guy with the hair. We had everybody on the plane.
Anything else you want to say, Avery? I feel like my 2 cents has been shared.
No, I think I remain hopeful. I think that Shidduch, I'm hopeful for people in Shidduch. I'm hopeful for myself, and I'm optimistic that people can push themselves and really challenge themselves to push past the many insecurities and future responsibilities that they're capable and we're capable of taking on. And whatever that may be, to each and every one of us, not just me. I as much as I curse myself out 9 times out of 10 daily and every which thought, somewhere deep down I still think that I am somewhat capable as a human being.
You are.
To do things.
You're capable of taking out the trash too.
One day.
Every now and then.
Yeah. I thought the trash takes itself out.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. I think that's really where I'm going to leave off. And
well, I'm gonna leave off, and I really got very into taking care of yourself and spend a few bucks on yourself. Take yourself out. Have a good time with yourself. Buy something nice. If you're a bro out there, buy a watch for yourself. Buy that $50 stick cigar. Shabbos is coming. Get that $100 wine. Covered Shabbos Kodesh. You just got that pay increase at work. It's time to go, spend it on a new car. Spend it on a better apartment.
Buy Isaac cigars.
And girls, yeah, that's for sure. Girls, same thing. Girls, you're getting there wherever you are. Just as soon as you can, just get out in the real world. See how it is. Buy yourself that nice dress. Deck out. Look good. This is an episode by me saying, Cleo's, sponsored by the Jewish community, the Jewish Businesses Association over here. Spend that money. Go to Avenue J and just boy. Buy that Borsalino. But ladies, spend money on yourself. Buy yourself a shaitel. Say, God, I'm buying the shaitel. Send IJ Avery. I mean the guy. Send the guy. But that's it. Here's an episode. It was the episode about us just checking in and letting you know we're still here and we're just trying to figure things out. And it's not about winning or losing. It's about deepening your commitment to the struggle, and that is life. As I usually end off, happy face, smiley face, silly face. This is an Talks Shidduchim podcast.
Alchi's Media Network.